Hello, guys. So we are at the end of the week. So we're nearly towards the end of our weekly candle on Bitcoin. We're gonna see that potentially close at around a 9 week. So it's not good, but I'm just gonna quickly go through an overview of everything that's happened this week and how we think it might be affecting us moving into the next week of trading. But first things first. AJ, how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. As you said, we're coming to that weekly close of this candle, which we'll get onto in a moment. Not bullish news at all, but we'll look at that in a moment, and we'll see what
Yeah.
we can do.
Thing is, it's been a horrible week, and I'm just going to quickly run through, guys, so you know everything that's happened this week. So, firstly, like I said, we have that candle close that we're thinking is going to validate a 9 week, which is a new record. Previous week was 8 weeks, and that was last week. We have Luna 2.0. So yes, it relaunched. It got authorized. It relaunched, but the people who got seemingly rug pulled immediately when they were airdropped new coins just immediately went and took them out of the new Luna. So that's at around $5.8. So that's like a 70% drop from when it started at 17.80, $17.80. The Fed minutes, they came out on Wednesday, and that kind of confirmed two 50 basis point hikes throughout June and July, which gave the market a little bit of should we say enthusiasm. There's less of a question mark, so people are able to, they know what's coming, so then they can kind of prepare for it. So they invested in stocks. That then consequently saw stocks pumping. We saw the Nasdaq jump by, I think it was like 3% or so, or 2.5%. Just even in single days. So that kind of ended the route that we had for stocks. But it did decouple the correlation that we see between the Nasdaq and Bitcoin, because they're both considered to be risky assets, or risk-on assets is what they're called. And yeah, now Bitcoin's still going down, but the Nasdaq is not. And if that wasn't bad enough, obviously we have the issue with decoupling, we have the issue with Luna, and then One River, they applied for a carbon neutral ETF, and that got blocked by the SEC. And then we move on, we have the fear and greed index. We're still sitting in that extreme level of fear. So the market is just not really ready, to be fair. It's just extremely fearful. Now is a good time for me anyway to accumulate more Bitcoin, because I know, there's a saying, buy when there's blood in the streets, even if it's yours. And we saw that the Bitcoin dominance has grown, but the altcoins have fallen. Now, one thing that we said, guys, is when there's going to be a reversal, if everything will go to Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, and then to all of the altcoins. And I just want to show you, this is the real volume that we're seeing being traded, and we're at 1.74 billion for Bitcoin, 1.84 billion for Ethereum. But then if you look at some of these smaller coins, BNB, XRP, these are only 180, less than 200 million. These are less than 100 million for Dogecoin, for Cardano, quite a lot for Solana, to be honest. But that's because it's jumped quite a lot. But we're looking at billions, and here we're only looking at millions. So just take that into account, guys, that we will be seeing more movement in Bitcoin first, and then into the altcoins themselves. But I'm going to hand it over now to AJ for a technical view on what exactly has been happening this week in the markets.
Yeah. So I just want to keep it quick, because we're going to try and keep this really short for you. If you want to see what my future price targets are, then make sure you go and watch the previous live streams where I show you all my longer term price targets. But as of right now, I'm just going to sum up about what's happening as of right now in the market this week, and potentially what's going to happen next week. So first of all, I just want to show you this 4-hour chart, this 4-hour Bitcoin chart. And what we're looking at here is this symmetrical triangle that I have been talking about for a while. We did break to the downside, we retested it, we got that confirmed break to the downside by seeing that rejection. And I put in a short, and we're seeing the price come down. However, we are seeing a little reversal. I'll show you in a second why we are seeing that reversal. But what I want to get to is that we are forming another pattern. It might be a little bit harder to see, but we are forming another pattern. And this pattern is actually a descending triangle. So we have established a new level of support on the 4 hour. So it's only on the 4 hour, so it is only going to be, valued for a few days, or maybe a week before it either gets broken or, we see a nice bounce off it. But as of right now, let's have a look at that support level. And that support level is this blue level around here. So you can see we found lots of support along here previously. And, we found support, I think this was yesterday. Yep, this was yesterday. We found support on it, and we are seeing a nice bounce off of that level. So now this is the support for the descending triangle, and the resistance for this descending triangle is actually the same trend line that we were looking at for the symmetrical triangle. What I've done is I've extended it and changed the color of it, so it's a bit clearer for you. This white line here that you can see I've extended here. So this is what I'm looking at as a resistance level for Bitcoin, in the shorter term. And you can see that Bitcoin is coming up to that, to come and test that resistance as of right now. And, that's going to sit just under sort of 30K at that $29,500 level. So, as of right now, we are coming up to that level. And, I gave you a target yesterday of just under 30K. If I can get that chart up for you here, because we broke to the upside of, well, I don't know if we did it in the stream, but I told you if we broke to the upside of this falling channel that you can see here, that we would actually, potentially come up to approximately $29,800. We are seeing the price get closer to that target. And, that would bring us to this resistance level up here that we are looking at over on the 4 hour. So, what I'm expecting as of right now for Bitcoin is to come up and test this resistance level up here. That's what I'm looking for. And if we could break to the upside, that would be good news, because then we could use it as support. It was a really strong resistance. It's a really strong resistance level. So if we can break it, we can use it as nice support. But what I expect is to see a rejection at this point. The whole crypto market in general just isn't looking too good as of right now. So I'm expecting it to come up, potentially see a rejection. And if we do see that rejection, I expect it to come back down to this support. Now, if we broke this support, this would be a breakdown of this descending triangle. And that, could bring the price all the way down to that, $25,000 target that I have been talking about. So this is what I'm keeping an eye on as of right now. And I will keep you updated if, we see that breakout or we do see that rejection over on Twitter. So make sure you click that link in the description, head over to Twitter, slap the follow button and slap that bell notification so you don't miss anything. I will be keeping you updated over there on Twitter. But, as of right now, I am, looking at the price coming up a little bit more for Bitcoin and then potentially seeing that rejection.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We're in a bear market, whether we like it or not. The 9th weekly close is, at the moment, one thing we have to consider is it's Sunday. So, there are people, and that might be where we're seeing some of the volume from, because it's not going to be institutional investors.
No, it's not.
So the volume probably is coming from retail investors who just can't really, they can't trade traditional markets, especially with it being Memorial Weekend. The stock market is closed tomorrow, guys. That will have a bit of an impact on volume. So you're not going to see huge moves. Keep that in mind. So, kind of working more so on the technicals is probably a good thing. Following those, the patterns will be easier to follow because you won't have these crazy high spikes in volume where an institution has just gone and bought, 10,000 Bitcoin for the sake of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I forgot to mention as well, we are on that 9th weekly candle. We have 11 hours and 14 minutes left of this candle until it closes. So, it's not looking too good. It looks like we are most likely going to close in that red, which is, going to be that 9th weekly candle. Red.
Which is, again, it signals that we might be near a bottom, but it doesn't signal that there's a reversal and we should all start buying again.
Yeah, the only good thing, that I can sort of give you as of right now is that we are still holding that major support level, that I've been talking about for a while now, around, that $28,600 level and that $31,500 level. We are holding that level, which is good. If we can continue to hold it, then yes, I think we could see some upside. But, if we don't hold that, then, the targets that I've been talking about in the previous live streams, are most likely going to be hit. So if you've missed any of them, make sure you go back and watch them where I go a bit more in depth into those charts.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. Guys, so we are going to let you go and enjoy your weekend. We'll be
Yeah,
back tomorrow with a, full length video. We wanted to keep this one quite quick, just giving you full overview of everything that happened. Like I said, lots of events, stock market pumped,
yeah,
Bitcoin decoupled, and now we're kind of, this may be a good thing in the long run. But yeah, ultimately, just yeah, hold Bitcoin. If
yeah,
if you have a diversified portfolio, what AJ has said he's done, he's put 75% of his whole portfolio into Bitcoin.
yeah. It's
That's
the
going to see the
safest thing
move.
to do as of right now. I'm stepping away from those altcoins. It's too
Yeah.
risky as of right now.
Well, exactly, and we're going to sign off. But as you see here, look at these drops. So year to date, Bitcoin 40%, Solana 75, Doge 52, 66 for Polkadot. Yeah, so that's it. Keep that in mind, guys. Trade safe. Make sure you follow us down with the link below on this, scrolling across the screen over on Twitter, and
Yeah,
hit that bell notification so you see when we're live tomorrow.
yeah. And if you can hit that like button as well, it really, really helps us out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, guys, and we will
Thank
see
you.
you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.